All right, we are back, and today we're gonna watch USA versus Bulgaria. This was a heater of a five-setter, very heated game. It was this was a huge game for Bulgaria, and we got. I mean, you guys already know who we got, but we got Jendrik, Garcia, Micah Christensen, Micah Ma, Servispect, obviously. Cooper Robinson must have just been a little sub. Eric Shoji, LeBaron, Merrick McHenry, Ethan Champlain, Matthew Knigge, Jordan Ewert playing outside. He must have played the O2. And then for Bulgaria, we got the Nikolov brothers. Absolute beasts. Nikolov, I assume he's 18 right now. I think he's 18 years old right now. The phenom playing in Russia this year is going to go. Bulgaria has some ballers besides that too, though, because Asparahuv is the kid that played at Hawaii back in the Worsley days. He was a beast, and some of these other guys just play in Europe. Obviously, Nikolov is their guy, though. Wow, 61 attacks compared to the next highest is 20, which is that right side lefty guy. Wow, that's going to be interesting. But, you know what, real quick, I'll check this out just to see how he did. 28 kills with 10 errors. 20 kills, 10 errors, 18 divided by 21. It's not that right. 18 divided by 61. He hit 295, but I mean, with 61 swings, that's pretty sweet. And I mean, purely just like kill percentage, 28 divided by 61 is close to 500. It's 459. It's a good game. It's a fine game. Like, for how much of a load he's carrying, it's a pretty good game. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's watch. Let's have some fun with it. It should be a long one. It should be a five-setter. So pause it after a set. Go do something else. Come back to it. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how you guys watch my things. I don't know. Okay, trickle, and this is like you gotta just watch it. You gotta be active. Don't fall asleep no matter where you are. A little out of system set, and Merrick McHenry stopped it short. Maybe he was trying to get him on that cross swing, but leaving a gap in the block there, and I think he went in the net too. Anyway, so it's just not the best first point for them, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. And this is a lovely, lovely choice by Jordan Ewert. And he's drifting away. Like all of his body weight's going over here towards the net here. So it's not really going towards where he wants to swing from. So like it's gonna kind of stop short, so to speak. So he's not gonna be able to get at his peak or anything. So he just throws it low into the block before they can press. Cheats the system, gets through, you know? Actually, I guess is Esperanov not the same guy? I guess it's not the guy. What was that kid's name then? I don't remember what his name was then. Good save. This pays off to be long. Holy crap. Good hustle there. And again, just never give up on points. You know, like find a way. And I like this here by Micah Christensen because this guy's obviously splitting responsibility because Nikolovs, coming back in. And Micah Christensen just runs it quick right in front of him. Bang. Gets a nice little bounce ball. Easy. And let's go back to that point real quick. Nikolovs barely back in. Like, we're going to assume that he's not even there yet. And so the two options, I would say, would be middle, outside. There's no point in setting Gabby Garcia because he's, going to be a one-on-one. Like, possibly you're going to get 0 blocks. So the two options are outside, middle, and I wouldn't say Bick because it just gives them a little bit of time. Even though it's a split second, it just gives them a little bit of a time to react, So Jendrik takes the free ball. Nice job, middle, and he runs it back. And this is 2 times in a row now that this middle has not fronted the middle. And Micah Christensen knows this. He sees it. He sees all. Okay, he's taking a look. He just sees it out of his peripheral view. And if nobody's fronting that middle, set the middle. Okay, your middle should be able to score if there's not a dude right in front of his face. And again, that's 3 in a row now. That's 3 in a row that Micah Christensen sees that. And they changed the route up. They changed the route up a little bit, but the same thing applies where he's not getting fronted, so you run into him because even though he jumped on the same time as him, it's just too much space for him to get a kill there. Okay, and let's see. Gabby Garcia, I was hoping he would get a nice overpass or something, but still, nice little quick swing there. Yeah, and this is where it, is just it gets sloppy trying to do stuff, but hey, you're trying to do. He's trying to apply pressure. He's trying to, apply let's say an advantage. Like in basketball, they'd say put the team in a blender. You're trying to make people move and hopefully find an advantage, but if you're not able to control that ball, it just doesn't become worth it. Nice, really nice route again. And it looks like these pins are just leaving, or maybe Micah Christensen knows that Nikolov likes to leave early. I'm not sure, but this is a beautiful run no matter what. And I really like the spacing of this because Jendrick his approach is drifting a little bit to the setter here. And just going towards him, his momentum's going here. Jordan Ewert is drifting away from the setter. And then at the point of where Jendrick would contact the ball, it's here. And where Ewert's going to contact the ball is right there. And so there's a lot of space between those things. But where they jump from is really close. And then it just expands. It's really hard for that middle to cover both because it looks so overlapped, and then right afterward, it doesn't. Where they actually contact the ball isn't actually right on the same thing. So I like that a lot. I like what USA's been doing because they run that a lot. They have that kind of drifting back row ball, but it works really well. And, let's go back to this start of this play here because there's a difference between how Team USA runs this over-the-top route and how they run this over-the-top route. Because this guy's just drifting a lot less. He's going straight forward a lot more. And where this guy would have contacted it is here. Where this guy contacts it is right here. So it's there's a little bit of space, but it's not much. And with how Team USA does it, they just drift a little bit and create a little bit more space with that route, so that dude can't just jump on the same thing and just dive his hands and do a fine enough job. Yeah, and talk to your coaches, talk to your setters, talk to your outsides, talk to your teammates about what you kind of want to do, what you kind of want to work on and get used to. But personally, I think I might start applying a little bit of horizontal momentum when I'm approaching on that over-the-top route, that 40. Great pull of the hands by Micah Christensen there. And, if you don't have the IQ to, genuinely know if someone's going for the hands, I wouldn't want you doing this. It's just not worth it. Because if you're just guessing, maybe he's going to go for the hands, and then you drop your hands and he bounces it and hits your right side in the face, then that's just dumb. That's really stupid, and you're going to get your teammates injured, so not worth it. And they're running this route pretty fast. But I can't tell if Gabby's late or if he's maybe late because he kind of had to get around Micah Christensen there. It's kind of hard to tell. But just a little better communication might help them find a real swing there. So, little chip there. Love it. Especially when you're going against a really big blocker. There's a lot of tooling space available to you with a really, like, if let's say their entire arm is showing like this, where it's literally this dude's armpits are at the net and his entire arm is showing, that's a ton of space to be able to use. Like, as long as you're in that right line, you're going to be fine. You're going to get a nice chip. Whether it hits here or whether it hits down in his armpit, it's a chip and it's a tool. So, who knows? But, like, if you're out of system going against, oh, that's rough by Jordan Ewert. That's rough. Really nice chase down by Ethan Champlain. And then Jordan Ewert's just got to take this deep. And, like, I say this, I don't know, I might not have said it last year, but I'll say it this year. If you're on one of these balls where it's like, okay, I know nobody's up, it's a really far set, so it's like kind of tough to hit, don't slow your arm swing down. Do not slow your arm swing down and like try to roll shot it in. Be smooth with your arm swing like you're peppering and you're trying to hit it at that dude's platform. You know, like you're not going to take a bunch off and like be real stiff and slow with it. You're going to be loose and get good hand contact, take it deep. So with that same type of thing, take it deep like that. Yeah, I knew that was happening. Ooh. And this is a really nice dive by Nikolov here. He gets up and then over. And just, oh my gosh. Look at how much he's able to press here. Okay, he's up there, and then he's just pressing really, really hard. It's like that dolphin, I guess some people say, where your chest kind of goes in, but then you press over with your arms, you know. And Nikolov kind of stares Gabby Garcia down a little bit, too. I don't know. Did they play against each other? Were they in the round? I don't know if they were. They might have been. I don't remember. I think he did. But then Gabby Garcia gets a nice block here. And you see, I don't know, if you haven't seen the clip, they're smiling. They're having a good time with it. You know, it's a competitive game, but they both just love volleyball. So it's a huge move. And this right here is a really good takeaway of that high ball, you know, because he's reaching really high. You know, like obviously Gabby Garcia could just press pretty much straight over like this, but he doesn't, and then he presses right before it hits his hands and just takes that high ball, you know, reaches high and takes that high ball. And you see down in the left here, Jack Rooney saying, get that, Gabby. So Jack's happy with it. Gosh, I'm thirsty. Yeah, and like, I mean, this route is the same thing, but those lanes are still very spread out. A lot more spread out than I would say the other ones are. The other team. Oops. Sorry. And like Champlain doesn't really go at a huge angle here, but that spacing is still, you know, the same, and it's disciplined, you know. So it's really nice swing. I am thirsty. I could drink an entire gallon right now, probably. And I like where Jordan Ewert's getting himself here. Like, he works very hard to get himself off the net here so that he's balanced, playing defense, covering some space up. Maybe he's going a little too far. You know, like Eric Shoji might be taking some, but they challenge this for a touch and they lose it, I think. Out of system. You know, and like, for how fun it is to watch Nikolov put pressure on a team with his jump sets and all that kind of stuff, if they're not passing well, there's not a lot that he can do. But then in transition, something like this where he's off the net, you know, like covering right here, then he has some momentum going forward and he's front row, he's going to take a swing. And I mean, he has so much range for a setter. He really does. And that's one of the reasons why he's so unstoppable with this stuff, is because he's not just swinging to the 6 every time. He's swinging sharp right here, and that's a great dig by Eric Shoji. Gosh. And Nikolov's got such a whippy arm swing, you know? He like goes elbow forward, elbow back, elbow forward, hand through. It's so weird. Two great digs by Eric Shoji right here. And they just run this tempo to the outside really quick, and they just take a quick arm swing and don't really give him a chance to do much. It's great. And right there, he's not even able to get his hands on the ball. But again, like, Nikolov is so good because he's not a one-trick pony. Okay? Even when he is not getting a super tight pass where he's able to, like, go jump set and stuff, he's hitting windows. It seems like he's not missing windows. He's giving good sets. He's making good decisions. He's faking people out where he's doing stuff like this where he gets Mikey Christensen to bite on that middle, yeah, I guess Mikey Christensen kind of just, left a little early. Sometimes you see something and you just react, but it's almost like when you're blocking, you kind of want to just suppress your reactions until you are 100% sure on something, And I'm interested to know why Merrick McHenry kind of dove into the cross here, because he was fronting. It looked like he was like fronting him, or maybe just dedicate stepping over to the middle there, but then he didn't reach towards the hands. He reached towards the 5 spot, and maybe that guy's a big 5 spot swinger, but I would assume that anyone at this level is kind of able to swing anywhere. And this is another one of those tricks for Nikolov here, for the young Nikolov, the setter, is he can bomb some serves, man. He can absolutely rip some serves. Great swing by Ethan Champlain. And this right here is why you miss inside, okay? Look at where Ethan Champlin's taking his approach from. He's ready for that perfect set. He's ready for it. But if you miss inside, he's got a ton of momentum. He takes a good swing. He's almost like creating an advantage because he's past this guy. It either creates a hole here if he doesn't close it, or if he does close it, might give him a little bit of space down that line. But also, he can still just rip off those hands down that cross. So, it's good stuff. Mikey Christensen. Like right here, I think, it helps with I think Nikolov has huge hands, and like that allows him to still get the ball at his peak where he's contacting the set and then fling it just only wrists and still find a really good window. Oof. It's a beautiful set. It's a beautiful run. And Eric Shoji's just getting touches on touches on touches right now, man. Really cool to see. And he's just got a little bit of just that flick. He's clean with it. Symmetrical with it. And USA's playing some pretty dang good defense right now, man. Gabby Garcia, let's see what he does. Looks like Esperahu pulls his hands. Gabby Garcia goes for the hands and misses him. Yeah, he missed him. And they challenged that, but I think they were very wrong there. Somebody should have told them. And this is the problem with it sometimes. Obviously Jordan Ewert has taken. He even like as this pass is going up, he steps over. He steps over so that he can take his approach from here and go at it. Personally, maybe that takes away some range to the 5, like because he's drifting and whatever. I don't know. I think he's just maybe doing it too much there. Just a little too extreme of an angle to approach from. Nice chip by Ethan Champlain. Great decision-making by Ethan Champlain. He's got that sharp cross. But then if you start cheating over, he's just going to rip off the side of your hand. And, realistically, the side of someone's hand is always going to be there. Like I've said before, there's always a pinky up on the block. Like that's so true. Like, on a system ball, you can always chip it off the side of somebody's block. As long as you're hitting the right spot, pretty much. Is this a miss? Is this a miss by Ethan Champlain, or is this a miss by... Yeah, it looks like a miss by Mike Christensen there. Just set it a little bit too far there. I'm surprised Nikolov didn't take that to the 1 spot there. Yeah, when you're kind of coming off this triple block, and it's a very rare scenario, if I'm being completely honest, but off the triple block, when you're opening or like kind of transitioning from here as that trail blocker on the outside, as the outside as a righty, you're coming off. I try not to, turn like that. I try to keep my right shoulder to the net, even if that means I turn my back to the ball for a split second. But this is why, okay? Because you almost want to cut this short so that you can just drift. You can just drift this way. Because, like, you're sprinting all the way to your left. So, like, you don't want to cut yourself short because that right there. And he got the kill. But you see how difficult it was for him to, like, change his momentum and cut it that way. Like, you just have to kind of find a way to be comfortable drifting to your left and finding range still, opening up your body still, finding a way to get a kill still. Wow, what a serve. And Gabby Garcia is just ripping it deep, popping it on that line there. It's a beautiful swing. Serve. I think Jordan Ewert's a very clean blocker. And Nikolov wants a carry there, but I disagree, buddy. Once you touch it, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's not a carry. What's the argument? Come on. Yeah, play. Get out of here. You freaking phenom, you. You freaking savant. Ooh. And this is the one where Mikey Christensen reads the line because that ball's traveling so fast, and then he just cuts to the 6, And, like, the safer bet as a blocker is always to just press towards the ball. That's the safer bet. But it's not always going to work. Nothing in volleyball. No one thing in volleyball always works. I really like this by Jendrick, though, just getting up there, making himself available. And it's a miss. But hey, I think it's a good idea. Like, it was going against a triple block if they didn't do that. So it's a pretty good opportunity. And this is a not closed double, but great dig. Weird dig by Eric Shoji. He's got just those strong fingers, just to mangle the ball, put it straight up. Jordan Ewert just going low against that block all the time now. Good choice by him, man. Great job by Ethan Champlain to see that and just get ready to go swing at a high ball. No matter where you are, just go be ready to swing at a high ball. And is this in route? It looks out to me. Oof. Serve into the net for that first set. Wow, first set is crazy. And now we got Matthew Knigge getting up in here. And I like how he tracks the ball here. He sees about where it's going to be. He sees that it's going to be around here, and then he goes. And he finds the ball. And, like, I don't know, maybe he could have tracked the ball a little bit longer there, but he approached very aggressively and went and swung hard. And he's, with middles, they have to start their arm swing so early. And they have to just adjust from there. Because really the only thing that they can adjust with is their arm swing and their body. Like you can move your torso as much as you really want, but you can't jump left or right because the timing won't allow it. And this guy, get mad, bang, kablam. It's a good dive by that middle though. I like the middle, just diving in front of the momentum there, but then he just opened up the 6 a little bit too much there. That's all. And I mean, of course he's going to Nikolov. And just a good save. I just want to see that real quick. Wow, what a save, man. Could be a little cleaner of defense there. And, last year in Denmark, I I don't want to say yelled at, but I got talked to a lot by my coach for trying to do this, where like it's a situation like this where it's like, okay, it seems like I'm going to go here. I probably could flip it over here. And then I flip it over there, fake some people out, and I have a broken double block or a solo block, you know? But the downside is that if the set's not there or if this person's not ready, it's not going to be the best swing, you know? But like, it could be a bounce ball. It could be a one-on-one that just gets completely abused, you know? Like, I think it's worth that. Good approach here by Nikolov. Just watching it, and he sees it, and he goes and he's athletic, you know? It's, you know, opposite footwork. Who cares? He goes up. He's loose and swings. I want to see that arm swing real quick. Low draw, elbow first, rips through. Loose arm, like a trebuchet. It's like a whip, you know, it's like a whip or a trebuchet or something like that. Like you create power by creating speed. And to create speed, you have to be loose so that it can whip, you know. If I gotta stretch my shoulder a bit. Oh, a little sore. And that's a really nice swing. And you know, like this right here, like I talked about how Jordan Ewert was kind of drifting from here to here. Like he was drifting toward the net a little bit too much here. And like this one right here, this guy jumps from here. Let's see where he lands. Oops. He jumps from there, lands there. Like you just see a little bit of an angle from where he was jumping from. And I feel like that just allows him to go towards that sharp 4-spot, 5-spot. You know, like it makes swinging cross so much easier if you just give yourself even just the slightest bit of an angle of approach. Makes it a lot easier. And you know, it's interesting. I feel like covering is becoming so much more important in the men's game. Because we're taking good high swings, we're taking disciplined swings these days, but the blocking schemes have also just gotten better. Like I feel like the covering is a huge, huge aspect of the game these days. And I mean, also, I genuinely think that the defense is getting better, you know, slowly. But I feel like the defense is getting better because the blocking schemes are getting better. You know, I think that's been a huge, huge aspect is blocking. Dang, good flip. And I don't know. I mean, it's tough when you're going against a guy like Nikolov because from here, he has enough power to just flick it wherever he wants as long as he has his hands on the ball, you know? So, like, you can't cheat too much. You can't commit. It's just tough. But Merrick McHenry got beat on that one for sure. It's just a perfect pass, though. Like, but he didn't even get beat by. What I would say is Merrick McHenry got beat by the pass there, you know, because the pass just created so much pressure, and that's OT in the middle. That's OT all day. OT. Yeah, and I really do like a very fast tempo with the middle, you know. But, like, fast tempo doesn't mean that this guy can't get at his peak, you know. Like, Merrick McHenry's pretty much on his toes with that kind of – let's check his blocking move, too. Yeah, not bad. Off the 1 foot. But anyways, off of his toes type of tempo. But yet they still find a way to get him to his peak, even though his peak is incredibly high. Not a terrible decision by Jordan Ewert, if I'm being honest, because, you know, it's Nikolov. He's a super offensive setter. But Nikolov, I feel like, balances that offense to just finding hitters really well. Because the times that he goes up and, like, attacks, he's physical with it, he's aggressive with it, and he scores at a very high clip when he does choose to attack. but he still sets his hitters consistently, finds them points first, you know. So what happened here? What's the rotation here? So they're having, has he been playing? Oh, okay. So I think they just had I don't know. I'm actually not sure. Oh, okay. Is that their row one? I think that's their row one. That's probably why. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, let's keep going. So I think what they were doing, no, so this is their run. So that was their row 6. So they had their right side passing, and then they had Nikolov hitting there. Interesting. Oof. Yeah, and like, this is why I'm not a fan anymore of like that huge press. You know, I think it should be a small press, and you're going to get good blocks. Because he's too high here, and then when he decides to press, he's just too late, and it just slips underneath, hits him here. And like, if he would have been pressed like this the whole time, like that, he would have gotten a hood, you know. But it was a situation. I don't know if that I wouldn't say that that's a huge problem for that guy. Like, I would assume that he doesn't do that every single time. You know, it's just one of the plays. But we'll see. Nice reverse float here. I really like this mix of pace on the ball, perfect contact on the ball, and like where he chooses to go. You know, like it travels into a seam almost. It's drifting away from this libero and towards this guy, but the libero's taking it, and then it just floats off his hands there. And this is what I'm talking about, because right here, this is a really tough set to hit, but Nikolov doesn't slow his arm swing down, because the more you slow your arm swing down, most likely the worse your hand contact is going to get. Gosh, what a dig. What a dig by Eric Shoji. He is just a beast right now. He is in his bag. That's such a great swing. And they're going to go back to him. Yep, knew it. Bang. And he's going off the hands there. He definitely went off the hands, no? Oh, wow. He missed the hands there. Oh, he went for a bounce ball, though. Oh, wow. Oof. He went for it completely there. But again, that's another great serve, another great choice by Mike Christensen here, is just floating it in between a different seam on the other side of that libero now. You know, and that's one ace and one very much out of system ball, and that's almost another ace right there. So that's 3. I assume that they're going to win this point here. That's 3 points that Mike Christensen has earned with that reverse float, and let's watch where that float went. This one, oh my gosh, this one dropped. And I think what was allowing him to put a little bit of pace on that ball still is that he's contacting this ball at a very high point. He's jumping high. He's like, this is where he would contact the ball if he was hitting his normal spin, okay? And then he just pops it. It just goes right over that tape and just drops in front of the libero on the other side again. So he's gone on the right of the libero, on the left of the libero, on the right of the libero, short in front of him. And that's 3 points that he's able to earn, 3 break points. And he goes on the left now. He keeps alternating, and the libero finally handles it. Good for him. This one was a little bit easier. It drifted a little bit less. But, like, that's going to happen sometimes. But they might still be able to earn this point here because they didn't find a real manly swing, let's say. And Gabby Garcia, good little recycle. And this is what I'm talking about, though, with recycling becoming a big part. Because Gabby Garcia takes a big physical high swing, but that block is up there. And so since he's just swinging high, he has to get a reuse, you know. But that's 4 break points. And I bet Mike Christensen rips this ball now. Ooh, reverse floats it again. Never mind, I was wrong. Ooh, wow. I think he should have ripped it. But, yeah, and I'll explain why I think he should have ripped it. Okay. He got 4 break points with the reverse float. But on the 4th, they dimed him. So switch it up after they dime you. Even if you get the point. I think I might have even said it last year, like, oh, if you get the point, whatever. But I don't really agree with that anymore. I think it was just because of my coaches and stuff were saying something like that. But like, if they dime it, like if you get 3 break points because of the pass, because of where the pass was, whether it be an ace or a really bad out of system ball or whatever, just a normal out of system ball even, then on that 4th one, if they pass it good and you still find a way to get one, you got to be realistic and be like, okay, we didn't get that one because of the serve. We got that one because of defense or a misconnection with the serve or with their hitters or whatever it is. Ooh, that one might be in. Wow. Good serves by Merrick McHenry here. And he drops one short. Okay, he just popped one on the end line there. Let me check it. Popped one on the end line. Bang. And then pops one short with a float. Gets an overpass. Really good handle. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, it's just too bad. It's just too bad that Champlain was playing in the 5 there. And then he's covering on the overpass. And then he doesn't have a huge route. And then it's just arm swing that he's trying to get a kill off of. Oof. Who was mad there? Okay. Anyways, we'll keep going. Nikolov, great serve. Great pass there. But this is what I'm talking about. This right here, this is a great fix by Jordan Ewert. Just a little bit of momentum off of this step into the court here. Doesn't give him a huge amount of momentum, but it almost, even if it doesn't give him the momentum that he needs to, it just opens his shoulders up so that he's facing there, and it's just easier to swing sharp cross. Let's just see that one more time. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. Love it. It's a great swing underneath a huge, huge block. Let's see where that block was. And he's still trying to take that cross, like Nikolovs trying to take that cross there. But Ewert knows that he's not going to beat Nikolovs' block high. He's going to beat Nikolovs' block low, That's a huge block. The kid gets up. Reverse float, little 2-pass. Little 2-pass causes a misconnection, and they find a way, I hope. Tip off. Cooper Robinson, you silly goose, you. What is he, a blocking sub? For Nikolov, yeah, that makes sense. For both the Nikolovs right now, actually. Huge serve for Nikolov. Out of bounds. Rolls off the net. Over the top. Good blocking here by Micah Christensen. He's pressing, and then he realizes he's tipping. So he brings his arms back a little bit, gives him a little bit of time to react, and then is able to grab it with his hands and throw it back in. Really nice there, really nice. And both of them pressed so phenomenally here. Like, the timing of Micah Christensen's block and press, the timing of both of their press. So they go up and they're pressing pretty well, but then they just finish that press as that ball's about to hit them. And they both shape their hands into the middle of the court just a slight bit. It's just a beautiful, beautiful block to finish off this second set. And I'm pretty sure it's all downhill from here. All right, let's see. Ethan Champlain, good serve. Nikolov finds a tip. Little pancake. Good choice. That's such a good cover by Nikolov here. And we'll give, it's just like, you just gotta go. He's not in a perfect way to sprint wherever. He just goes. He just makes the decision. Okay, I'm going. I don't care what my posture is on defense. I don't care if I'm balanced or not. I'm going. Run the feet like this, like road runner if you have to, but find a way to go. And missing inside is exactly why you miss inside. Well, there's more reasons, but this is another reason why you miss your out-of-system sets inside, because it just opens up this lane. You still have that corner, and it's decently far from you. You still have that opportunity. but then it just gives you that, you know. And like, there's advantages to setting it perfect to the pin too, but like you got to understand what the advantages are of each side of volleyball, you know, volleyball idealism, volleyball strategy, I guess you could say, where like when we're talking like system stuff, like your one coach is going to be like, hey, we're going to aim to put that ball perfect right by that pin, but you have to understand what the advantages are of missing that ball inside or missing that ball tight or whatever, so that when that happens, because it will happen in a game, whether it's every single game or whether it's every 5 games, it will happen at some point, and you don't want to lose out or miss out on any points, so you want to know how to make the best out of that situation, you know? And Nikolov, they got Nikolov playing on the right side here, and they're just feeding him, but I don't know that he wasn't really producing so far. And like when something like this happens, he's hedging his bets. He understands, okay, I don't have many advantages here. I'm not at my peak. I'm not even able to swing. I'm just gonna keep it in there. Ball stays alive. This is why you don't go for something stupid here. Okay, you hedge your bets. Okay. If there's no block up there to use, if all your momentum's going here, whatever, there's no point. Trust that you guys can maybe get a block. And Jendrik does. You earned a point elsewhere. And like, sheesh, man, it seems like USA up 2-0, it seems like they could have ran away with this here. And this is such a good press here. Look at, as he goes up, he's pressing the entire time. Like, and then the finishing of his block doesn't matter as much, because even if he's late on the finish, he's still in a spot where he's pressing, and if it hits him at any point in time, it's a good contact. It's a good block. Let's see this set here by Nikolov. I love how he turned his shoulders towards the net here, acting like he's going to dump it. And like, luckily Jendrik and Ethan Champlain and Micah Christensen are all... Oh, wait. Actually, Micah Christensen might have gotten got by that. But he's back row. Okay, he can't dump that, you know? So, like, it's good by them to realize that and just be like, okay, we're not paying attention to anything that his body does when he's back row. If he was front row there, he would have gotten me. I would have jumped with him all day there. I probably would have reached over the net and tried to touch the ball, too. Not even going to lie. Oh, that's tough. That's rough. That's a rough one. And they're not happy about that one. But we got 8-5 for Bulgaria here. 8-5 for Bulgaria. Runs the middle again. And again, they're not doubling. Or, sorry, no. They are doubling. They're not fronting that middle right now. But it works out, you know? I mean, with Team USA, it's a pretty smart thing, I guess, because we got Gabby Garcia on the right side these days. Bang. Kablamo. Kablamo for the boy. Dude, we got some freaking weapons on Team USA. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the next Olympics and stuff. It's cool, man. Really cool. Bang. Ooh, that's disappointing. I like that block move, though. Doesn't drift too much. Finishes his right hand really well. If it would have hit him, it would have been down. Reverse float. And Merrick McHenry gets a nice little throw in, pick it off ball. Good touch. Ooh, that's out. Yeah. It's a really nice dig, though. And we got a lot of reverse floats coming in this game here, but it's good stuff. Okay, look at how aggressively and how springy he is off of this plant foot here. Okay, watch it one more time. Bang. So, bang, go. You know, like, watch his shoulders, his body, and he times it well. He just wasn't able to close. I mean, it's pretty much a 3-pass. When you have Nikolov there, he can definitely throw it into the 3. So this is almost a 3-pass block move, and he's getting a decent double block up there. So like I'm not disappointed at Merrick McHenry for that play at all. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Good take. Oh no, we gotta dime that. I want him to dime that, but he's still got to kill. And like, look at two things. Look at where he jumps from here. Literally, one of his feet is back row, and then he's still able to just go get it. But the second thing is that Micah Christensen throws this ball in front of him. So he contacts it here, and look at how he finishes to his right. Like he finishes to his right. Both his hands are past the right side of his face there, it seems like he's throwing it in front of him. It's a perfect run. You're keeping yourself almost on a perfect pass there. No, you are keeping yourself on a perfect pass. Just the net moves a little farther from you. That's all it is. And this is nice. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If he's faking him out, it's almost like you want, as the setter that is, trying to fake people out with stuff like this, you almost want to break this front row into 3 thirds here. Okay, if you're in this third from here to here, and you're doing something like this, you want to sit the middle, because that's who you're probably going to get to jump. If you're in this third over here, you want to sit the right side, because that's who you're going to get to jump here, is this guy that's blocking him. And obviously if you're over here, you want to sit the outside for the same exact reason. But no matter what, this is good as long as you're hitting a good window, a decent enough window, because you're still getting a solo block. And like, the only reason that I would do that, and it doesn't have to be every single time you're doing that, but my point is you can change it from a solo block into a no block and just up your chances by another 20%. Because let's say it's 70% of the time let's say 75% of the time on a solo block, this level will score, and it should be pretty high for college too. Probably maybe not that high, but should be pretty high. But then on a solo or on a no block, it should be like 95%, if not higher. Obviously, it should be higher. It should be like 99%. But finds that window there, a little bit low. Finds a double block. The dude still decided to be very physical. Found a good kill there. It's a nice swing by Gabby. Yeah. And like, I don't know, he's able to swing line seam there. And this is why at this level, these blockers will be disciplined and try to help on the middle. And that's, like, you can play with that, with where you tell that middle to go. Like, knowing that this guy will be on a shuffle block instead of a full swing block might just help you a little bit. Wow. Unless, what's happening here? What was he complaining about? But, okay. Bang. But then he just makes a beautiful move, beautiful dive into the hands there. Oh my gosh. I feel like he just sees the game so well. Micah Christensen. He's just watching. He keeps his eyes open as a blocker. He's watching the hitter's body language, the ball, like he's watching, and he's able to just, because he sees where your arm is, he's watching the ball, he's tracking, like he's one of my favorite players, man. And I'm not even setter, but he's one of my favorite players to watch. Good pass by Jordan Ewert there. Just want to see that one more time. Gets his forehead under the ball and just lifts high with his hands. Really nice ball. Nice swing by Merrick McHenry. And, like, let's be honest, nobody's touching that ball. If he swings deep corner like that every single time, nobody is touching that ball. Good pass for what it was, but that's such a phenomenal serve. That's such a phasing floater. And almost, It's almost like another advantage of doing a spin to float, like a spin toss to a float instead of just a normal float, is it just allows you to be more athletic and contact that ball at a higher point as long as you're doing it the right way. And it's almost just like a more aggressive float, you know. But the aggression of the float does not come from how hard they're hitting it. It comes from the contact point and like the angle that the serve's coming from, and still like how much it's dancing, you know. Let's see what he does here. Bang. Ooh, sneaks it underneath. Really nice. And like this is what I'm talking about again. Same thing. Mike Christensen knows that these two routes are overlapping, and he's able to just create a nice little pocket of opportunity there for Jordan Ewert. But I think that they side out here. Bam. Well, bam. And like this is a good angle of approach here, especially for where this ball is coming from. He's able to just swing through deep to that cross. Oh, ball's still alive. Oh my gosh. This right here, this is a great adjustment from that other one that was like a really tough swing. He doesn't slow his arm swing down. And he's able to at least bring the ball over, swing deep, and he got a kill. Okay. 17-24. 17-25. Third set. We're going into the fourth. Okay. Petkov back there to serve. Mikey Christensen, kablamo. Kablam. Oh, for Jendrik. He's contacting it so high. And, Jendrik and Matthew Carnegie are splitting time, it seems like. Merrick McHenry's just way too athletic not to put him out there, you know? Yeah. And that's just unlucky. Like, he might have spread his hands out just a little bit, but, like, it's not something you can really say, oh, you need to fix that, because he probably doesn't do it that much. Great dig. Good choice by Micah Christensen there. Let's see this. And, like, again, he understands that where the block will be, so he, pushes through the block there instead of trying to go to the 6 every time with it. I love this route, man. I love this run. Because especially with how aggressively Jendrik is approaching at this ball. And like an added deception to why this worked is because Jendrik is approaching from here, and it's almost just like tugging at this guy's brain to go this way, like it's just teasing him to just drift that way with the middle, and he's like, oh wait, my middle's moving over there, like almost like if I'm watching the middle go over there and then someone just slaps me in this side of the face, like that's all it is. It's just it's like a little sleight of hand almost, little, hey, look over here, kablam, it's good stuff. Oh, Jordan, you almost kept that ball alive. Let's see, but you know what? Maybe the creation of space or like the deception of there not being space, I guess. Like the illusion that there's no space in between those routes created by him drifting. Maybe it's not worth it, because like again, the same thing where he's drifting really far this way with all of his momentum. Okay, like look at where he's approaching from. His drive step is coming from here, and then he's contacting the floor here, and then he's landing over here. Like his angle is linearly kablam right there. Okay, and that's bringing him away. That's bringing him to his left, and that just kind of hurts him and just makes it more difficult for him to swing to the right there, swing to the 5 here, his right, and then he gets blocked because of that. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, I would have loved to see the 70 route. The over the top of the middle there. But we'll see. It's tough. Let's see what happens. I love them putting it tight here because putting it tight also just allows the hitter to see the block so that they can do something with it. Whether it's them trying to get a kill with that block, or recycle off the block, or press it into the block. It gives them an opportunity to assess the situation better. Like, it gives them more data to work with, a better view, even. Oh, we're in the fourth set. Yeah, we're in the fourth set here. Yeah, we already. Oh wow, I'm yapping in this fourth set here. I think. I don't know. This is a good game. It's kind of hard not to yap. Beautiful swing off the hands there. And you just want to, you don't want to give this away early. Like, you don't want to show them that you're doing this early. You want to, like, once you decide that you're going to go cross body and try and chip it off the block there, you want to do it quick. Like, you want to be facing over here and go quick. Because if you're being like, oh, I'm going to go off his hands, then you're going to get blocked because they're going to have time to make that adjustment. But again, same deal. Out of system, he puts it tight, and then they're able to make a decision. And he was over. But then they challenged it looks like. They challenged it, and he was not over. That's really, really impressive, honestly. Yeah, so I think they challenged it. Yeah, it looks like they challenged it, and he was not actually over. Bam. But, like, again, he's able to swing sharp there, but he has to go thumb down in a very extreme manner just to make sure that he can, and like, I would just like to see him put a little bit more momentum towards the cross there with his approach so that he can make it a little easier on himself. Bam. Gosh, that's a nice swing. And that, like, he just gets on top of this ball and nukes it down the line there. It's beautiful. Nice serve, really nice serve. And just pops it. And, like, he's not hitting it very hard. He really isn't. He's just, like, lollipopping it so that it floats. It's good. Because you want to miss short with it. You want to miss on the shorter end of the serve. You would rather it hit their platform than their hands. And also, it could just, float out if you hit it too hard too, because it will float. I wish I had that sports science guy on ESPN so that he could tell me, like, what the exact perfect miles per hour is for a reverse float, or even what the difference of it is. Bam, kablamo. Oh, slippery ball. Oh, that's a stinky one. Floatski into the net. Okay. Yeah, he just pops it. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he really does have a nice reverse float. I don't know. I wish I might just even look at this game afterward and watch his reverse float serves, and maybe even watch the difference between him, Jordan Ewert, and anybody else that's reverse floating, because it's a very interesting serve. It works well, And I like the angle that Nikolov's coming at here, because he's going to his right. Again, he's approaching to his right. He drive step here, jumps here, lands here. Like, his angle's just here. It's not anything too extreme. It's just a little bit, but it gives him an opportunity to swing cross and make it easier for him to swing cross. I like how Nikolov, the setter, kept it in front of him for that, Like, it just made it. He gave him that opportunity. It's a nice roll shot, man. Garcia with a little bit of cheekiness to him. he's not only just pure physicality, he's got some tricks up his sleeves, up those big muscular sleeves of his. Out of bounds, see ya. Okay, Gabby Garcia bombing a serve in the net. And that, like that right there, really, really high, really possibly even out. And Jordan Ewert's able to get his hands on it, and it makes it really easy for him. And like approaching from here, this is kind of the opposite of what I've been saying about what he should be doing. Like this is good. He just allows himself to drift here and just approaches and like jumps from a little bit inside the court, and then just uses his arm swing to do something well. Oh, that's really frustrating. That's a tough one, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, this is a good one too. Yeah, let me look at that arm swing here. Low draw, puts his right shoulder back, and then right shoulder high. Like look at the path of his right shoulder, okay? As he's starting his arm swing, it's down, and then when he finishes, it's up. You know, like he uses his whole body. Even if you just like put a band here and just like, I feel like that would be pretty good for your arm swing. Jordan Ewert pops it high. It's a big serve, gotta handle it. Wow. Same thing. Out of system, Ethan Champlain is just ripping high, using his arm swing to his advantage, finding a way to tool the hands or recycle. And I don't think his swings are going out if they don't touch hands either. Like it's not like it's a necessity to swing out. Like you don't always need to. You know, it works sometimes. It's just not always fully necessary. Like you can do it in other ways. And I want to watch this one more time because it's a really nice serve. And they even pass 4 with it, even though he's spun to float so much. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's a good touch, man. Who'd that touch, Mike or Merrick McHenry? I think I touched Merrick McHenry there. Let's see what they are able to do here. Yeah, and I mean, I do feel like having kind of these smaller outsides where you don't have to float it so extremely high. Okay, he's back row, that's why. It kind of is intriguing to see the offense that they run, like the tempo that they're able to run to the outside and how it has some advantages to it, you know? Let's see, bang. That's a good swing. Like, it's a good approach in my opinion. Let's see, what did he do here? Tight ball. Sneaks it by. Going outside. I would have liked to see a triple block there. I'm not gonna lie. Because this guy's not really a huge option. He could have at least just cheated one step and then made a good physical move to that triple block. And then Nikolovs able to swing sharp cross there. And you know, like raw stats, Nikolov didn't have an insane game. You know, like 28 kills is pretty insane. 61 swings, of course, but like percentage, like efficiency wise, he didn't have that crazy of a game. But I feel like he does very well in clutch situations. He's a very clutch kid. Somebody got net. And like, if I'm being honest, I don't care that much. I just jousted you. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Oh, good cushion there by Jordan Ewert. But again, this right here is why it is disadvantageous to drift towards the net so much. You want to drift inside because if they miss inside, it's much easier to adjust and get to that ball. You know, like you don't. Okay. Anyways, going to the 5th set here. Right side, Gabby Garcia. Going to 15 here. I know Bulgaria wins this 15-13. Oh, it's not up. Good pass by Eric Shoji there. I want to watch that pass one more time. So calm with it. And then just dimes it. Bam. Matthew Kinigi. What a beast. Ooh, a little hybrid. I didn't realize he hybrided. I hope he's able to get a dig here. Ooh, he is not. Nikolovs able to take a swing here. I like this. I like this by him, honestly. Like, this is impressive. This is a really tough swing to be taking. But he's still able to draw that right shoulder back for his swing. Even though, like, for example, like, this happens a lot. This is a big principle, I guess you could say, when someone's hitting on the right side, is just having to keep it on your right side and just let it come from the left, but then take a big swing. He doesn't hold his arm swing back at all. He doesn't try to come from the right to the left. He goes from the left to the right, and it's a lot easier because of that. Let's see what happens here. Swing to the corner. Really nice swing to the corner there. Ooh. Wow. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he's pretty clutch. He's a pretty clutch player. Oh, wow. This right here is what I'm talking about. Like, his angle of approach is towards the 5 on this one, and it gives him more power, more range. And it just allows him to get to the ball better. Like, it allows him to get to his peak better. What is happening? Wait. Who'd that hit? Okay. Good choice by Nikolov here. It's getting weird. And, like, once he sees that this guy's taking a free ball, he gets himself an approach here. He just gets himself a nice 2-step approach. That's it. He just rocks back into this drive step here, right here on this foot, and then feet to the ball, bang, swings hard, swings sharp down that line. Wow, 5-3. It's a good 5th set right now. Oh, wow. And that's a really nice block move. Finishes his right hand really, really well there. Gets his right hand around, like, covers up the entire line with his right hand, and then doesn't allow the chance for it to trickle through. He finishes his right hand really well there. Bang. I think it might have hit his left hand as well, actually. But that's why you press both of your hands no matter what. Like, both hands should be helping, and they should be working in unison. Good pass by Jordan. Maybe not the best pass, but it's a good pass. It's a good swing, too. Micah Ma with a big serve. Out of bounds. Unless it hit fingers. Wow. That's a crazy swing. Wow. Off the fingers, that's a crazy one. Wow. But, dude, I feel like in this 5th set, he balled out. I might even just break that down after this, check it. But we'll see. And that's why you need to not just work on, okay, I have a solo block, I can get a kill. You need to work on, okay, I'm not in a great situation. I need to have available tools to apply pressure to a team. Sometimes that pressure will get me a kill. Sometimes that pressure will just only get them out of system and keep the play going. Because putting a team out of system is much better than making an error because you're going for a kill. Obviously, like that's obvious, but you don't think about it like that sometimes. This is like Merrick McHenry needs to be up on this. He needs to be up on this. That's so sad. And, like, this is, trust can't go only one way. Like, Micah Christensen's trusting Merrick McHenry to be there And he was not there, sadly. Oh my gosh, yes. Nice, dude. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, and like, I don't know, I feel like Ethan Champlain, his approaches are always just so clean, and his footwork's always just so smooth and aggressive. Like, he mixes his agility and smoothness very well. Even though that ball's coming from the left here, he's still able to get his arm around it and take a big swing to that cross. That's very impressive to me. Oh, no. Wow. And, like, in a fifth set like this, you just need to track the ball. Gabby Garcia needs to have his eyes on the ball, understand where people are going to be, and get out of the way there. That's a tough error to have in that fifth set, man. Out of bounds. But that right there, you'd much rather miss it shorter. Like, you want to aim for their platform. Aim for that platform and miss shorter. Obviously, missing the net sucks, but you get what I'm saying. 9-12 Bulgaria. Big serve by Nikolov. Both Nikolovs in this fifth set have balled out so far. Okay, big serve. What happened with it? Who? Okay, Jordan Ewert put him up there. Why was Mikey Christensen so soft with this? I would have loved to see him at least just like throw it to a corner or something like that, even just to give his team more time. Yeah, I guess it worked out though. But hey, like I was saying, like it's better to keep the play going than make an error. But it doesn't mean you should be a baby about everything and be only safe about everything. Like this right here, though. Even though he's not putting up a perfect ball, he's applying a little bit of pressure here on Jędrzejczyk, and it ends up getting them a kill. Because although he's not at his peak, he's not at his best, he's able to just field goal Jędrzejczyk because Jędrzejczyk's only at an 80% block. You know, like yeah. It just takes away a little bit of that blocking physicality, and it provides an opportunity for a kill. Wow, man. Wow. Ripping the cross. Wow, that's a good swing, man. Did they go too far? I feel like Micah Christensen went too far there. Yeah, just a little bit. Like that middle's left hand should be covering that corner completely and like sealing it, maybe even up to like here. Good dig by Gabby Garcia here. Let's see how are they gonna make a comeback. Wow, good cover by Micah Christensen here. So calm, so smooth, tracking the ball constantly. Hooded. That's a really good move. Matthew Kanigi, good move, drifts into the block, presses perfectly. Wow, good block. That gives a little bit of momentum here, hopefully. I know they lose, but I wish they had won. Jędrzejczyk, tight, runs the middle. Ooh, and that's game. What happened here? How did they win the point? Wait. What are they challenging? Okay, float. Bad pass. It's a good touch. Let's see Champion's approach. I would have loved to see Mike Christensen set to the outside here, but I understand why he didn't. It's pretty tough. What happened? What got challenged? Something happened. I don't know. Who cares? Ball's not gonna lie. Bang. Good run. And like really nice run, partially because they haven't used the middle a ton. Wow. What a run, man. good game. Thanks for watching.